Welcome to The Explainer. You know, one of the toughest jobs for any leader is figuring out what comes next. And I don't just mean finding someone to fill your shoes. I mean, how do you build a legacy that actually keeps growing long after you're gone? That's what we're breaking down today.
All right, let's jump right in. I want to start with a little thought experiment. And honestly, it gets right to the heart of this whole thing. Just one question can tell you almost everything you need to know about how things are really running. So, seriously, take a moment and picture this. What would happen if you just disappeared from your organization for 4 months? And I mean really disappeared. No emails, no phone calls, you're completely off the grid. It's kind of a tough question, right? It feels a little confrontational, but it's so important for getting a real pulse on the health of your leadership and your whole organization.
You've got to be brutally honest with yourself here. This is hard, right? Because for a lot of us leaders, our identity gets all tangled up in being the person everyone needs. So think about it. The stuff that would totally fall apart, well, that's what depends completely on you. The things that would just keep humming along, that shows you where your systems are strong. But here's the really interesting part. What would actually grow? What would get better? That might show you where maybe, just maybe, you're unintentionally getting in the way. Your answers to these questions, that's the roadmap for everything we're about to talk about.
So before we even think about building up other people, we have to talk about a huge mindset shift that has to happen inside you, the leader. Seriously, this whole thing doesn't start with them. It starts with you and how you view your job.
I love this quote. It just completely flips the script on what it means to be a leader. Think about it. Your job isn't to build something that's going to need you forever. It's about facing the fact that your role is temporary. It has a shelf life, by design. Every single leader is just an interim, really. You're just getting things ready for whatever and whoever is next.
So what does that mean for you? It means you have to actively shift your thinking from, I need to be indispensable, to, I need to prepare them for what's next. See, the goal isn't to be so critical that everything falls apart without you. The real goal is to build something so strong, so resilient, that it absolutely thrives without you.
And this is what that preparation actually looks like. It's not just theory. You know, the source material talks about these classic models of mentorship where the whole point wasn't just to teach stuff, but to actively get a team ready. It's all about giving them real power, real authority. You're not just looking for one person to replace you. You're building a whole squad of capable leaders. Your job is to get them ready to take the reins.
Okay, so the big question is, how do you find these people? It's not like the perfect candidate just magically appears, right? So let's get practical. Here's a playbook for how to actually select new leaders.
So you can see this is not a sit back and wait kind of thing. It's a hands-on, step-by-step game plan. And you see the big ideas here, right? First, stop looking for your clone. They don't exist. Instead, build a team. Second, give people real responsibility and just see what happens. And this is a big one. Pay attention to the people asking the tough questions, the ones who want to grow. Those are your future leaders, right there.
You know that point about not appointing too quickly? Let's zoom in on that for a second. This idea of an internship or some kind of trial run is just brilliant. It's like a leadership sandbox. It gives someone a chance to test their wings in a low-pressure way, and it gives you a chance to see if they're the right fit. It's a win-win. It protects them from failing and protects the organization from making a bad call.
All right, so finding a few good people is one thing. That's great, but it's only part of the puzzle. The bigger goal, the one that really lasts, is building a whole system, a leadership factory, if you will, that's always producing new leaders. And this is probably the single biggest mistake we make. When the leader does all the important work themselves, they become a bottleneck. You might be amazing at what you do, super effective, but you're also choking off everyone else's ability to learn and grow and take ownership. The mission is to shift from being the main doer to being the main equipper.
So what does one of these healthy systems actually look like? Well, think of it like a pipeline. It has 3 stages. First, it's always looking for potential. It's discovering the gifts in people. Then, it's actively investing in them, it's developing those gifts, and finally, it actually lets them go and do the work. It deploys them with real authority. Discover, develop, deploy. That's the cycle.
And for a system like this to really fire on all cylinders, you have to realize there are different kinds of leaders. You've got your visionaries, right? The big picture, here's the mountain we're going to climb people. But they are nothing without the implementers. Those are the folks who figure out the path, pack the supplies, and actually get everyone up the mountain. You need both. A visionary with no implementer is just a dreamer.
And that really brings us to this big balancing act. On one hand, you need the spiritual side of things, the vision, the passion, the big why behind what you do. But you also absolutely need the structural side, the systems, the organization, the how you get it done. The source material nails it when it says, if you lean too hard one way or the other, you're going to end up in a ditch.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of big ideas. How do we make this real? What's the very first step you can take?
Just remember, the goal here isn't just finding one person to take your place, it's about building a whole system that's going to outlast you and me and any single leader. You're not trying to build a monument to yourself, you're building a launch pad for other people.
And if you take away just one thing, let it be this. Stop looking for a copy of yourself. Start building a team. Your real legacy isn't going to be a mini-me. It's going to be that diverse, empowered team that you poured into and set free to do amazing things.
Look, building leaders doesn't start with some giant 5-year strategic plan. It starts way smaller than that. It starts today. It starts with one person. So I want you to think right now, who is one person you can intentionally invest in this week? Just one. Who's got that spark? Who's asking the smart questions? Who could you trust with just a little more responsibility? The whole journey of building the next generation, it starts with that one conversation. So, who's it going to be?